Hi Priscilla, my name is Kelly.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Before we get started, I just wanted to go over a few things with you. I do record my sessions, just simply for my weekly supervision with my boss. Your confidence is of the utmost importance to us and our clinic, and it's really just shared between me and my supervisor to make sure I'm doing my job effectively. Is that something that you're okay with?
I think I'm okay with it, and I guess it wouldn't hurt to get somebody else's opinion,
Okay.
you know.
And then the second thing is that I noticed from the paperwork you had filled out that there is an age difference between us. I just wanted to make sure that that was something that you felt comfortable with before we got really into things.
Well, we're both adults. I have children your age. I've always gotten along well with their friends, and I feel kind of young at heart, so that's not really a problem.
Good, good. Okay. I did read the paperwork you had filled out, and it kind of gave me a brief overview of what kind of led you to come in today. But what I'd like is if you could share in your own words with me really what led up to you making the decision to come in and talk to somebody.
Well, I have a 25-year-old daughter who's been a chronic substance abuser since, probably she was in middle school.
Wow.
Maybe even earlier than that. And after having gone through years and years of hell with her and all kinds of treatment plans and everything, I really hope that she went away to a treatment facility for a year. And she seemed to be doing fantastic. And we were so proud of her, both my husband and I just breathed a sigh of relief. Our perseverance all those years has finally paid off. Everything we tried, maybe there were a lot of dead ends, but at least things are good. But now, I suspect, all indications are there that she's abusing again. And what makes it worse now is that she has that are very significant.
So it sounds like this has been an ongoing thing for years, and a very vicious cycle that you and your husband have been trying to help her with and it's causing a lot of stress on you.
Not only me, but I have another daughter who has suffered through her sister's addiction, and I just don't know where to turn anymore. I have to go to Al-Anon and places like that, but I feel very uncomfortable in a setting where it feels like I'm bearing my soul to strangers, and I just thought maybe some individual counseling at this point might be better, serve me better. Possibly some point down the road, something like Al-Anon would be
Right.
good.
What indicators do you have that she's possibly using again now, and how is it affecting you and your relationship with her?
Well, she seems to be very crafty at getting money out of my husband and I. She's not working. We'll say she double teams us, like, she'll say she needs money for groceries or something, so I'll give her some money. And then she'll hit up my husband and say, I have no money for groceries, and he'll give her money. And there was a time recently where she was supposed to be responsible for buying some things, and her sister let her use her credit card. And within one day, there were like $700 and something in charges rang up for things that she had asked me for money for. Like, I didn't realize she was putting these things on the credit card, so she got cash. I mean, and there's no explanation for where it's going. I mean, she appears to be taking good care of my grandson, but he needs things that I know he's not getting, like he's outgrown all his clothes, and I just feel terrible. And what the worst part of it is that my husband really doesn't, he gets mad at me when I get mad at my daughter, which I don't really understand. He seems, I don't know if it's because he so desperately wants to, but he seems to want to believe everything she says. And it's like, how could anybody in their right mind believe the things that she's saying?
So it seems as though there is some blatant deceit going on and taking a lot more money, which I'm sure is a difficult thing financially, and that she's causing a strain between your
But
husband
it's the
and
lying.
you. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like my other daughter, not the one that's using, but the one that lives with us, and I are like being victimized day in and day out. And when we try and go to my husband for support to present a united front or something, we're met with, that we're the bad guys.
Right.
And I just don't know where to turn anymore, because I don't want anything. I mean, she denies that she's using.
Mm-hmm. Does she give an explanation for the discrepancy with the money, with asking you and your husband for the money? Or
No, she just like throws a tantrum or something.
And what is your response to the tantrum? How do you usually handle
I
things?
try and stay away. I mean, I don't answer the phone. I just try and hide in my room. I can't deal with it. I've been ill, and it's just killing me.
Yeah, it sounds like you and your family are really going through a very difficult situation, whether she is using or not. It definitely seems as though she's creating a lot of tension between everybody in the immediate family. Is this affecting your relationship with your other daughter as well?
Not really. It's kind of bringing us closer. I mean, we only have each other to support each other.
Are you able to have a relationship with your grandson, or is your having tension between his mother creating a strain with that?
Well, she does bring him over, and I do watch him for her. And at times she abuses that, because like she'll say, I'm going shopping, I'll pick him up in an hour, and she won't come until like the next day or something like that.
And how do you typically handle the situation when that happens? Is there an argument, or?
Well, I let her know that I'm angry with her.
And how does she respond to that?
With even more hostility and anger, like how dare I question her or something like that. And I wouldn't put it past her really to use this child as a pawn, because I love him.
And you don't want to lose a relationship with him
So sometimes rather than confront his mother, I just stay away from her.
And does that seem to create a situation where you can still have a relationship with him, even though?
So far. But
Okay.
he's really just a baby. Like, he's 7 months old, so.
Yeah, I mean, it also sounds that you're feeling very taken advantage of when you do offer to watch him, or, when you want to spend time with him. It kind of seems that the situation gets taken advantage of.
It does.
And that must not feel very good.
No, it's another reason why I can't trust her.
Um, you know, with these situations are very difficult, and I know that it creates a lot of strain on the household. You know, the entire household, and I certainly empathize with what you're going through and what your family's going through. Have you and your husband, are things on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you say things are between your husband and you currently?
Well, I won't say that we're on the same page.
Okay. Does this seem
I
to
mean,
be...
because of my physical difficulties, I do depend on him to also take care of me a lot, which he never doesn't do. He's always there for me.
Right.
It just seems like the whole issue is his support of, or his having blinders on, basically, as far as his child is concerned. Not wanting to live with it anymore.
Does this seem to be the only source of tension between your husband and you?
Well, that and the fact that I think he may drink a little too much, and when he does that, he can be nasty.
Okay. So there's a history then of substance abuse in the immediate home?
I guess.
Has this been going on for a long time, or is this recent?
No, it's gotten worse over the years.
Okay. And
I think that despite the fact that my husband says he supports our daughter, I think it's his way of escaping from facing the reality of the situation.
kind of deflecting his own problems a little bit.
Right, he's self-medicating.
Okay. Now, does he drink around your daughter? Is this
No,
not at all, never?
well, when they were young, I mean, before we realized, I'm sure he did, but at that point, he was, I mean, this drinking has escalated. Before that, it was just like a social kind of thing. It wasn't unusual, you know, or a problem.
Okay.
But, you know, we've certainly, when she's been in the house, all controlled substances like liquor or anything away from her, you know.
Is she, do you know if she's aware that your husband's drinking, or?
Yeah. I mean, she's an adult now.
I mean, Priscilla, it certainly sounds like you have a lot going on emotionally. And what I'd like to do is bring you back in for another session. Maybe we could work on some coping skills for you as far as, you know, maybe exploring ways that you can handle these situations more effectively for you. Instead of...
Because she's not a child anymore, she's
Right.
an adult.
Right. And, you know, you deserve to have peace in your life.
That would be one.
And so I would really like to bring you back in, and maybe we could just really start working on some ways that you can effectively cope with, you know, the situation that you're going through and that your family's going through. And it's certainly wonderful to hear that you have a good relationship with your other daughter and that you guys are kind of bonding together, you know, and unifying to handle a very difficult situation, and that you're very supportive of each other. That's what I felt I heard
Yes.
you say. So, yeah, I would really like to meet with you again, if you would like to meet with me.
Do you think that it might benefit for my husband to come also.
What I'd like to do is have a few more sessions with you and kind of learn a little bit more about you and the history of the situation. I definitely think at some point down the road, it may be beneficial to do a family session with you and your husband.
What, is it over?
I definitely think at some point down the road it would be